Okay, well, something I recently acquired. I've never seen this brand before. It's a DVM 6005 multi-tester. I'm going to have to figure out how this works because yeah, well, I'll figure it out. But I haven't powered this on. I just got it. This is a battery powered multimeter. Scope Electronics, Pog, New York, whatever that is, made in Taiwan. So I gotta pull it open just to see how the batteries look and find out what's going on inside there. So let's do that. And we're gonna back up a bit. Let's see. Maybe we will use this. Make it quicker. I don't think this is too noisy. We'll see. Okay. I had rubber feet or something. Oh, this is a putty that he put on there to keep it from sliding off from the scope. The oscilloscope, or no, function generator he had it sitting on top of. So, let's see. Are you coming up? No. I'm falling out. There. That worked. Okay. Oh my. Oh boy. Yeah. Yes. Well, that's not great. Wait till you see what I see. Not good. And this thing is a smaller screwdriver. Let's show a light on here. So there's a couple of screws here and here. So the screws are still there. Yeah, I may want to come up with another power source. Okay. Little spring that's soldered on there. This is designed to, yeah. That is not great. And what's this screw? What's this go to? I don't know. Yeah, I think maybe we've got a problem with this battery. Let's see. So 6 times 1.5 equals 9. So this is a 9-volt power supply. Now, I'm assuming they did it with D cells because they have more current. So I don't know if there's any information on this. I was just looking to find out information on this just to see what it might be worth. As you might have imagined, having scope in your name made things a little more difficult. And yeah. So my thought is I could probably get this working with a regular 9-volt battery. I might even have a 9-volt clip somewhere. Yeah, yikes. I mean, this is the worst I've ever seen. The fellow had this, well, he was ill for a while, so that's part of it. But I have a feeling that he did not use this very much. Oh man. Wow. Yep. Wow. That is not good. Like that's decidedly bad. Ay, ay, ay. Well, yeah. A little beeper. Let's see. Well, anyway. Sometimes I reuse my paper towels. Now, what I think I want to do here is desolder this. What did they do with this one's easy, it's just solder right there, but that one goes out to the spring with this skinny little wire. Well, let's dig out. Well, I thought they'd be quick and easy. Just grab the weller and go at it. Turns out there was other things all twined together. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to. Actually, this was a rubber foot. I can see the ends of them inside here. And so that was a rubber feet to keep it from sliding around. And, alright. There's that one. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see that. E plus? Okay. Alright. That's the easier way, although I still have to get into that. I think I'm going to try to rewire this to handle 9-volt batteries. It's so much fun. And you can't see a thing I'm doing, so. Alright, well I cleaned the inside out. I want to unsolder this and it's not behaving really well. Of course it's all corroded. So I'm going to try just hitting some fresh solder, putting some fresh solder on there. And I did scrape a little bit, try to get it to make some contact. Are we coming free? I don't like putting this much heat on. There we go. There's that. I'm not going to bother with that because I'm not going to reuse it. There's a little fine wire that went to there, and of course it corroded free. Don't know what I'm going to do. For now, though, because I want to see if this thing works, I'm going to just give it some power. Leave my power supply over there and see if I have a working device. And after that, we'll go to the next step. Alright. So, there's a little 2-pin connector right here, and gotta make sure I have it the right polarity So it says V plus on the left. There we are. And let's see what we got here. This over here. So my power supply is limited to 1 amp right now. And let's see, I want to go to 9 volts. Good. And then all right. Get ready to go. Okay, we'll turn this on and turn this on. It pops right up. Good. Now, this is where I get to learn about how this thing works. That's not going to go. Modern cables won't fit this, and I didn't get much in the way of cables for all this stuff, unfortunately. Well, that was interesting. I had to steal this off from one of my power supplies. I guess I'll have to make some new cables. We got some ends, but they're being used for something else. Now, alright, well, let's see. I have a resistor right here. Let's go to, I don't know what that is. I don't know. That should be that should be 220. Okay. Let's see. It doesn't like that. What do we got here? I don't know what that is. I gotta learn. I got to figure this thing out, and I don't know. That looks like k ohms or milliamps, but oh, this is a beeper. Okay. I don't know what that is. That should be diode, theoretically, but let's go to here. Okay. Now that says 197 k ohms. Let's see if these two agree. Let's see, we want to go there and there. I'm going to disconnect you. Yeah, alright. That says 220. So this one's not accurate. I'm shocked. Let's try. Let's see. Let's try that. See if that gets any better. Oh. Interesting. Now that's much closer. That's volts, ohms. Okay. 2000 divided times 2. Doesn't like that. Okay, put that there. So it's not too bad, actually. Looks like that's pretty close to what this one was saying. Okay. I want to use low volts as I try to sort out the voltage part because I don't want to damage it. since I don't know what I'm doing with this. This is not, so let me bring you in close and I'll show you why I'm having some issues here. Alright. If I'm reading this right, we have that in, that's K ohms. And I guess depending on which one of these you've selected, that determines whether it's 2000 K ohms or 200 K ohms. And so if I push this to 200 K ohms, you notice that, let me back up a little bit, it gives me a number that is too low. If I go there, these controls may be dirty. Alright, a minute ago you were saying 220. Well, I'm probably going to have to spray some cleaner down those switches. Alright, well anyway, so you can see some of the confusion you might run into. And you've got this one, which seems to say that it's either one of these being down, gives you milliamps. Which is kind of strange. So, this is very limited. This is a 2 amp fuse, so the milliamps or the amps is maximum of 2 amps. Let's see. Alright, so this has a beeper function in it. Screw that, I just figured that out. Now, volts is what I want here, and DC is what I want here, theoretically. And DC, well, let's put it here. So this is 1.38. Let's see what we got here. 1.38. It looks like, other than coming up with a battery for this, that's all I need to do. Well, why? DC, come on. 1.38. Okay, so the voltage, at least using low voltage, is accurate. Let's see. I want to find the manual for this because I don't have it. It looks like this works. I probably have to clean the controls, and I'm not going to be using these batteries anymore. So I'm guessing the reason they had all these batteries in there was for the ammeter part, and I'm assuming this. What would draw current? More current. Either that or it was just so that it would last longer. See, what do I have? Do I have a 9-volt battery around? Upstairs I do. I think I'm going to go grab a 9-volt battery and see if that will work with this. Oh, this says has a 10 amp. Okay. 10 amp max. Oh. Okay. It's kind of confusing. So this has a 2 amp fuse for the milliamps. It doesn't, and it says 2 amp fuse. So that's a little puzzling. What's the deal here? Let's check this out. Well, that's the oh, that looks unhealthy. I wonder how accurate that is. Where is the fuse? see a fuse that looks like a fuse. So let's see, this is the one right here. Oh, but the fuse is inside of here. Yes, it does seem to be. Huh. And how does one get that out? Whoa. Man. I don't know how you get the fuse out of this thing. Huh. Unless you unscrew it here. So I see a notch here and here, so you unscrew it there maybe? I don't know. And then I guess once you unscrew that, you can get the fuse out. Maybe that's the deal. Well, the fuse isn't blown. I'm not going to do anything with it, and hopefully I don't ever blow the fuse. So, I don't know. So, I wasn't seeing that draw any current, based on what I was using it for. Let me get a 9-volt battery and see what we can do with that. Alright, well, I found a battery. I think I'm going to try to my best to get some stuff shot into these controls. I don't know how old this thing is, but everything looks clean in there. But judging by the condition of the battery case, I'd say that was left sitting around for a long time. Alright, well, okay, now I've made a mess. Alright, let's plug that in. Is this off? Off, alright. Let's see, positive. Okay, what did I do wrong? Okay. Well, now, that's not ideal. Come on. I know that battery is better than that. I just measured it. Alright, well maybe this is not healthy. Let's see. Let's try this one. Not sure what's going on there. Yeah, I know. Hush. Stop it. Okay. Negative. And we gotta help that one make a connection. Okay. Let's see what we got. Please be kind to me. Give me the nice volts, okay? Please. Come on. What is your problem? Something is funky going on. Oh, I'm on AC, that's why. Alright. Okay, get this over here. And there's a problem. Alright, try this again. 9.3. Good. Let's see what this is. 9.45, okay. And it turns on. Finally, we have success. Now, let's, okay. So the question is, this is AC, that's DC. Well, I've already checked the battery in DC, and that checked fine. So what I think I'd like to do is check the AC part of this, see if that's working. Oh, let me go back to that resistor I had. Oops, excuse me. Making noise. Let's go back to that. So I've got that. I've got, well, let's see. So that, okay, so this down says that is k ohms. I'm going to go here and hook up this once more and see if it's working at all. Since I did spray cleaner in there, who knows if that helped or not. Uh, 224, interesting. That's different. I mean, that should, come on. Why for are you not behaving? Is it this? Could be. Okay. Flaky connection there, it would seem. Now, theoretically, I could be able to put this in. And yes. So, with that in, I get the beep tone. With that out, I don't. Okay, so. Oh, that's still not great, is it? Well, it's behaving differently now. Oh, that must be 2 volts, okay, or 2 whatevers. Okay, well that's interesting. It's still not accurate. Sometimes it gives me, I think my problem is this cable. And I don't have anything else to use, I don't think. No, I don't. Or do I? Well, let's try this one. And it's always fun when your cables let you down. Really? Well, that's zeros. Are you give me? Oh, let's do this. Yes, it's closer. It works. No, it keeps drifting downward on me. Of course, this cable might not be good either. Wouldn't be too surprised about that. Okay. I knew this probe was broken. Here's something interesting, though. It's broken right down inside the probe. There's a plastic piece. There's another part that extends up beyond that. It just broke. I don't know how that happened. I wasn't mean to it. Anyway, so this is interesting. So I've got, this is a 510 ohm. I'm just playing around to see how accurate it is. If I go up here, so this is k ohms. So what is that, 20k? Let me see what happens if I go here. Okay, that is right. So that's 2k ohms. That is 20k ohms. And if you go up here, then your digits drop off and the accuracy goes away too, of course. Alright, so that says 5048. So let's see what this says. I'm using the eclipse because that seems to give me a better 5056. And this one said 5048, I think. Is that what it said? Let's find out. 505. Very accurate. Fairly good. So, when you figure out what's going on, then, and learn how to read this thing. Now, this says, yeah, no, shut up. So now, I'm still figuring out how to use this, and I guess I could do it off camera. I'm puzzled about this part, because it's showing me diodes, and so I've got a diode. Let's find out if this behaves, or what it does when I feed it a diode, and what it can tell me. Alright. If I do this, still nothing. Go there. I don't see a diode happening. Do I have it backwards? I don't think so. Maybe. Let's see. Huh. Let's see, that goes, alright, so this is positive. That's the right direction. Okay. What happens, so voltage is down. This should be k ohms, but one of these should be, this is what gets confusing. I've got a button here and a button here that theoretically is telling me I'm reading diodes, but I'm not reading diodes. And I should have, one way or another. Oh, you can push both of these down. Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. So this is working. Just have to learn how to use the thing right. So these both have to go down to give you diodes. Up here it's got a 20 mega ohm range, and you have to push both of those down. I was playing with this before I took it apart, and it because it would do that and that, I thought that the I didn't think you could put both of them down, but you can. It's very interesting. And so it is reading diodes. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. So, now theoretically, oh yeah, so these both go down. And now that gives me milliamps. And then the question is, okay, 2 to 10, and this is milliamps. I think that's right. So the next thing I want to do then is, that's volts. I'm going to put that on AC, and I'd really like, oh, I know what I want to do. I have an AC power supply that I just picked up. Wasn't really expecting to have much of a need for it, but I can use it here. Okay, so I have my AC power supply here. It's all the way down, it's off. I have my safety cable there. See, they're shorter than each other. One lead is shorter than the other. Just kidding, it's not safe. One of the other things I did was, well, somehow I managed to not record this, but I measured the current draw from this 9-volt battery, checking voltage, checking resistance and so on. And the current's about 1.2 milliamps, something like that. And I looked for a calculator to tell me how much life I could expect to get out of this battery. And I found out these 9-volt batteries somewhere around 500 milliamp hours. And at 1.2 milliamps, it's about 400 hours that thing will last. The battery will probably go bad before I put 400 hours on this, but who knows. Now, the other thing that I didn't want to forget, this has a 2-amp fuse behind here. It's in this housing. And I kept looking at that, saying, how do I get the fuse out? Well, come on. So you just push in on the 2 little slots there, and you spin this out, and there's your fuse. Just so you know. And, I'm bothering to do that because I looked for information on this, and there's other names for this. Voltcraft is one, for the brand name, Voltcraft. I forget, I thought there was at least one other. I looked for a manual for this. I found there was a scope version of this, new old stock, and the person selling it wanted 120 bucks for it. And it came with a manual, which is nice. I'm not spending $120 just to get a manual. So, if somebody happens to have a manual for that, I would very gladly receive it from you. But anyway, this might wind up, I've got to do some reorganizing on my bench. I'm not entirely happy with the way things are all set up. I really do need to make a change, and I'm not sure what's going to go where, etc. So anyway, so back to this. Okay, yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up some leads. Now, I just want to check and see how everything's working. See if everything is working. So far, so good. Let's see. All right. Now, so I should have power. I do. Now, reading this thing, it's easy to get messed up. So, okay. To get volts, you go here, and then you tell it whether you want AC or DC. So when all is said and done, let's see, these 2 are depressed. That didn't sound right. They're depressed. Never mind. That's terrible. Anyway, and then you pick a voltage. So I'm going to pick 200. I'm not planning on going really high, but 200 seems safe. So let's turn this on. I got 1.3 volts. And this says, let's see. Let's see if I can swing this around so you can see. So the pointer is right at 20 volts. This is 20.9, and it's touchy. Boy. Alright, so that's just slightly, it is 0. So that's just, it's almost exactly on. So this and this seem to agree. So the AC part is working. I figured out how to do the diodes. Now, and I'm going to disconnect this. And it's off. I'm going to unplug this so I can't accidentally turn it on. Alright, so the other thing I was looking at with this, like I said, there is no manual for this, so I'm kind of figuring it out as I go. But now that I've understood, now that I understand that you can't put two buttons down at the same time, for milliamps, you put those two down and you get that. So if you do this, that's ohms. If you do that, it's volts. And then you select here with, you know, AC or that's AC or DC. And then you select the range over here. It's an interesting little unit. As you can imagine, it's going to require a little bit of a learning curve. Alright, let's do this. I want to put this on there, and I'm going to go, this is 500 ohms, so that's probably not going to work there, but this, well actually this should be. And so going back to this, I did this once before. I was using jumper leads to do it, so yeah, 505, so that's good. And oh, this is 200 ohms, so that means if I go down there, then this should not read because this is above that, and it's exactly right. So this seems to be working fine. I don't know, obviously I'm not going to use this anymore. I mean, if this battery will last 400 hours or 300 hours, depends on whether it's 1.2 milliamps or 1.5. I've seen both of those currents when measuring this or using this. I've measured both of those currents, and it well, anyway. So 300 hours, 400 hours, that's still a long time. So I probably won't use this function. I mean, this is the 10 amp. Let's see. Yeah, this is the 10 amp, which is looking rather nasty, rather corroded. And I guess I could, just for the fun of it, test it and see how accurate this is. It's a little bit concerning. And the thickness of this wire plays a part in how accurate the ammeter part of this is. And if it's corroded, then it's not good. And I've noticed they put dots of solder. Let's bring you in there soon, closer. They've got dots of solder on here, 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 and here. So I'm wondering if that's, wait, it's messy. I'm wondering if that's how they calibrated this piece of wire, by soldering it. Interesting approach, or technique, or whatever. Very. I've not noticed that before. So anyway, so it looks like, and there's not a whole lot of information. However, for those of you who might, let's disconnect this, who might be interested in, I'm sorry, that's the chip that provides all the magic to make this thing work. There we go, TSC 71290PL it looks like. No, it's not. It's 9CPL. Yeah, 9CPL at the end. So, and you also have an 8724CCJ. So, that's the chip. There's another chip here. That might be the thing that drives the beeper. Looks like there's a little bridge rectifier in here. Anyway, so that's it. I'm gonna wrap this up here. It was interesting. I had a nasty feeling that I'd find something like this in there. And so the question I have is, how am I going to secure anything? Because this set, what do you think? I'm pretty sure, yes, this went in here like this. Alright. Okay, so this fit in here like this. This has a little spring that grounds against this. This is a shield to ground this unit. Looks like something got here and damaged that. I did clean this a little bit. Battery acid did an awful number on it. In fact, I think it actually removed all the aluminum in this area. It's pretty much gone. And so this sits under here, like that. So that's the bottom, okay. So take that, break that one off too, so it doesn't rattle around inside. So I'm thinking, let's see, battery. I wonder if there's a way. I've got some loose foam around here that maybe I could use to secure this. Okay. Maybe. Or we could go this way. I don't think that would work. Or would it? I don't know. I think that'll work. Alright, so here's what I did. I didn't realize you weren't watching. So I just had this piece of foam kicking around. So I just jammed it in there to drive this against there. And I think it'll stay. You can actually lift the whole plastic piece with that position there. So, okay. So, I just put this back together, make sure it all works. Let's see. Just have to go over here. What I ran into is this part sticks out. Let me just turn the camera a little bit because I'm doing things so you're not seeing. So, when I went to put this cover on, because this sticks out of here a little bit, then that was causing me a problem. So we're going to try it this way. Okay. And I really don't need all of it in there, so I'm going to keep the extra foam around just in case I have another use for it. There. That should do it. So now this should be able to come out of here. Let's see if that works. And then I think this goes on here. This goes on here. So what that does is when you bolt this together, that keeps this from floating. I've got two screws that have to go in here. And except that screw is too long. Why 4 are you too long? I took all the screws out as I was, and put them all in here as I was doing this. So why? So I've only got that's weird. These are the screws that were in here. Pretty sure of that. Well, I don't quite understand that. What's possible, it's probably like, well, maybe, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. I had this in here floating around. I wonder if somebody used this. I have a feeling that somebody has had this apart. Yep, okay. Here's what I believe. I don't know if there should have been, if there was an, why would you do this? I don't know. I think somebody misplaced the screws for this one, took it apart one time. And as a result, they had some long screws that they put in. And so I took this apart and I saw this nut floating around and I said, why was that in there? And I think I just found out why. Somebody put the wrong screws in there and they just did their thing to make it work. Alright, now this is the bottom. Yes, it is. So that means that this should go in there, but before it does, we've got to put this in, paying attention to polarity. Okay. These were hard to get. These were hard to get in here. I'm going to have to get a different. Actually, before I get this all together, let me try something. Because I'm going to probably have to make up some. Actually, I don't need to do that because I can use those. Where? Oh, there we are. Yes. I've got this and this. So what I can do is make up my own leads, and that's what's going to happen. Because if I try to, let me just show you. Alright, so a screw there and a screw there. And this is the this is the milliamp connection here. So, need more light on this. Yeah. So if I exert excessive force on this, there's a possibility I could break the circuit board, which I don't want to do, because that could be a problem. For whatever reason, this is the portion of the jack that you plug your leads into, and it's slightly smaller than these are. I put it together by doing this, pressing it together, and obviously I can't do that when I put this back in its case. So I got two choices. I either leave those leads in there and never take them out, which might happen, or I can, in fact I might do that, or I take these ends off and replace them with these. And I gotta see if I have more of these, or can get more of these, because I'm probably gonna have to do some more. So I've got other things here that don't have cables, so maybe I have to find them with the right size ends, or find ends like this and make my own, and hopefully get probe ends and stuff like that that will make that all work. Alright, so that should be all I need to do with that part. Alright. Oh, don't do that. You're going to do it anyway, aren't you? Of course you are. Oh. Okay. So, anyway, I don't know what it is with me and meters, but I'm intrigued by them. And I found this. This is something I've never seen before. Micronta tells you that it's Radio Shack, and that's it. I've got another meter that I need to fix, so maybe when I do that one, I will play with this one as well. This is very, well, actually it's less limited than the other one. Yes, this is actually surprising. So, yeah, another Microna. I mean, some of this stuff I really was not all interested in, and I wanted this. This was kind of a surprise, and I wanted with it last minute. The AC power supply, yeah, because I have this, which is an isolation transformer as well as a variable transformer, and that does pretty much everything I want it to do. This will handle up to 4 amps. I'm not sure what this one will handle. AC amps, it goes up to 2. So let me bring it back down here. So there's 2 settings on this, amps and volts, and it tops out at 2 amps. So this is more limited than what I already have. It does say isolated though. So this is an isolation transformer. Interesting. Huh. Well, that's nice. At first I thought it wasn't isolated, but it says it is. So that's something. My problem is, what would I do with it, or where would I put it? I don't really know. I definitely feel like I've got to rearrange stuff to make things fit. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that. But anyway, I'm wandering far afield. So, there it is. And let's turn it on, and yes, it turns on. So there it is. It was a little bit of a learning curve. I feel like I'm a little bit dense. But when I saw this, I thought, well, maybe it's either one of these. That's kind of what I was thinking. I never thought of the idea of doing both at once. Well, at first I didn't. And it's definitely a different little unit. Yeah, I wish I could remember what volt. I can't remember what that. Anyway, so this is one brand name. There's other brand names that this goes by, and the the information on this is just not available. So I'm going to play with this a little bit more. I might even use it on some things. It's kind of useful, and you know, I like vintage things, and so this appeals to me. So who knows how I'll use it or what I'll use it for, but it's in really good shape. Yeah, even the battery tray, once I cleaned it, came out pretty well. It would need a bit more work if I was going to try to use D batteries in it, but that's not going to happen. So anyway, if you liked this, really appreciate you watching this far, and again, always like your comments. If you liked it, give me a like, and of course subscribe. Thanks.